Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Corina and I am super excited for today's video. Today I am sharing with you guys our monthly budget for May in my Erin Condren notebook. So this is a video that I love to film, and today's video is going to be a little special because I'll be doing a Q&A. I asked you guys to share your questions, what questions you had for me about my life, my husband, our son, our finances, whatever questions that you have, and I'm going to be answering those as we go through planning out our budget. So let's go ahead and get started.
I'm a wife and mama who believes we can all live the life we love regardless of the size of our budget. Join me each week as I share my life as a working mom, a wife, and a semi-reformed shopaholic who, along with my husband, is on the road to financial freedom. I'm Corina, and this is One Budgeting Wifey. Alright friends, so here's my Erin Condren notebook. I just put sticky notes to share like kind of what I want to put on each page because there are a lot of note pages with this little guy now. So before we get started, this is my planner that I have with me all the time. I just have our bills written out so I have an idea of what is due when, and I have the dates on there too. This sticker book is from Hobby Lobby. It's part of their like new planner collection, so I was thinking about using some stickers from this, but I ended up not doing so. But their stickers are super cute, and I love all the different nationalities of the girls. Okay, so I'm going to be putting down stickers in relation to the bills that we have due, as well as paydays and things like that. If you have any questions about anything I use during the layout or this video, let me know in a comment down below and I will address that. I'll also have the sticker shops that I use listed below, but I'm really going to focus on the questions that I have because I have quite a few to get through on this video. So the first one is, where do we live? We live in California. We're in Northern California, so nothing like super exciting, although we are in like a really good spot in California, so we can get to like the mountains, we can get to the ocean, we can get to just like a nice little like getaway for the weekend in about an hour and a half. So we really love where we live. I grew up here. My husband is from a town that's about an hour away, so probably a little less than an hour. So we will go and visit his family pretty regularly, and that's really nice and really important to us to be able to spend time with each of our families often. The next question is, do I have a P.O. box? I do not. I've considered getting one. I might get one in the next couple of months. We will see. I would love to get like, cards and be able to send you guys things and things like that. So I think that would be super fun. So that could possibly come up. The next question is, what do my husband and I do for work? So this is totally a good question. I don't think I've really addressed it very prevalently. My husband is a children's pastor, so when I share about like our Sundays and talk about like working at the church kind of part-time or helping him out, that is what I am doing. So I help him with whatever he needs whenever he has like events that he does. If there's a Sunday that's just like a big Sunday, for instance Easter, where he needs just extra hands on deck, I make myself available for that. I do also sing on our worship team on Sundays, so I sing probably twice a month at the most right now. I used to sing literally every Sunday a couple of years ago, and I don't anymore, thank goodness. So that just gives us kind of some balance between, being a mom and being able to help my hubby a little bit more. So what I do for work is I'm actually an interior designer. That's what I went to school for, and I love my job. I'm super blessed by it. I love the industry that I work in. It's something that I think when I started going to college, my dad was really skeptical whether or not I would find a job, and so he's very happy that I have a job. I've worked in several different types of design. I currently am working at a commercial design company, and so we furnish commercial buildings basically. So I come up with the layouts. Our team is like, we have 6 designers now, so our team does a lot. We work in a lot of different varied I guess you could say I don't know, opportunities, I don't know, industries, I guess. So we deal with government, we deal with education, we deal with private sector. So it's really all over the board. The only thing we don't do is residential, because that's completely different. It's something that I have done in the past. I've done residential design, and that was actually my last job before this job, but now I'm currently in commercial. So think of like when you go into an office building and you sit in a cubicle, that's a lot of what I do, is designing cubicle space and office spaces. So it's really fun. I love it. So the next question is pretty interesting. It's, what is my husband's nationality? My husband is Hispanic. His parents are straight from Mexico. So it's pretty cool. He and his siblings are first generation Americans, which is really awesome. How did my hubby and I meet? We met actually at work. So years ago now. It's crazy. We've been married for 6 years this fall, which means that we've been dating for 9 years this fall. So we met almost 10 years ago, which just blows my mind. But we met at work, and we were working at a massage NV location. My husband is actually a licensed massage therapist. That's what he did before he became a pastor, so he went to school for that, just as he went to school for pastoring also, but that's what he did before that. So I was working just front desk, and we met. And the next question is really fun, because it is, how did I know he was the one? And this story is really crazy. I'm going to try to keep it pretty brief, because I can go on and on about this. But basically, one part of the training of working at Massage Envy, when I started, was that we had to get a massage with a therapist of the opposite sex. So for me, that being a woman, I had to get a massage by a male therapist, and Abner was the best therapist, what everyone told me. So I wanted to schedule my massage with him. Now, I scheduled this after I'd been working there for a few weeks, and so I had noticed him, and he'd noticed me, coincidentally, also. But I was totally enamored with him, and I just thought he was the nicest person, and I thought for sure he had a girlfriend. But anyway, we scheduled this massage. I had to reschedule it a couple of times. He gave me a hard time about it a few times, but we finally had the session. And as a massage therapist, he does something that's called grounding in, and it's basically where they try to align their breath and their body movement with the client. So he came into the room as I was ready for the massage, and he put his hands on my back. And we are Christians, obviously. My husband's a pastor. So this is something that sounds pretty wild, I think, if you are not a person of faith. But as soon as he touched me, I heard the Lord speak to me and say that this was my husband. And turns out that my husband had the same experience. He said as soon as he put his hands on me, he just felt this overwhelming feeling of wanting to protect me and provide for me. And the Lord told him that I was his wife. And at the same time, when I heard the Lord tell me that this was to be my husband, I also felt this overwhelming feeling of love like I had never felt before in my life. Just overwhelming, complete, I think just overwhelming love is really how I can describe it. And we obviously didn't tell one another that. I mean, we hadn't even had a conversation yet. So it was really odd to go from like a total stranger, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, God, was that really you? Was that just my imagination? What in the world happened? But that is the story of how we met and how I knew he was the one. So after that, we started dating, and it just was totally clear that we were meant to be. So the next one is, do we have any siblings? And I just said we. I'm kind of my husband with this. He does have siblings. He has 2 older sisters. I have 1 older brother. So we are both the babies of our families, which is really crazy, because I don't think, well, I probably act like the baby of my family, but he doesn't. He's really mature for his age and just his like station in life. What was my outlook on money growing up? I honestly thought that like my parents had all the money in the world. I didn't really know what debt was. I didn't know what that meant. I knew that like credit cards were a thing, but I thought they were just like debit cards. I really didn't have any understanding of money. And it wasn't really until my senior year, when we took economics, that I started to understand finances, but not even personal finance. It was more like business finance, I guess, was more of what I started to understand from economics. And then I started college. I got my first credit card, and I remember a saying that my grandmother used to say when I was growing up was to spend other people's money, and that was really what I felt like my credit card was. And so I thought, hey, I can totally spend this, and as long as I've got money on here, I'm good to go. So it was pretty bad. Obviously, like, my parents did the best they could. My parents did an amazing job with my brother and I, as far as raising us, and we had an amazing upbringing, and I'm super, super fortunate. I'm really honestly blessed that I didn't know what it meant to struggle with money or to struggle with finances. I feel like that's such a huge blessing, and something that we obviously want to share with Elias as well as he's growing up, but while teaching him healthy, I think, boundaries with money and how to handle money well so that he's able to prosper. So that was really my outlook on money growing up. I thought it was like infinite and that we always had tons of it, and I think that's good and bad. Here I'm just filling out the monthly expenses that I like to track on as far as like the things that we spend our money on as far as cash and debit. So the next question is, how are my side hustles coming? Terribly, you guys, honestly. Between working full-time, doing YouTube, and doing stuff at church, which is also kind of a part-time job, and just trying to be like the best mom and wife I can be, I really don't have time for an extra like job, to be completely honest. And I know that's really bad. I know that's not something that's like really, you should be saying with as far as Dave Ramsey goes, but that's just not my priority right now. My priority is being with my son and my husband as much as possible, because these years are so short. So here I'm just going to track our cash envelope for each week, and you'll see the categories that I have for each week. So my husband does have a side hustle. Like I said, he was a massage therapist when we met. So he still does that on the side, and he does that pretty regularly. So that's where our side hustle money really does come from. The side hustles that I have tried to do as much as possible are to sell extra things that we have around our home, which I've been pretty successful at as far as on Facebook and also on eBay. So I sell things just basically as I see them or as I realize we don't really need them anymore, and we take that money and put it into our debt snowball. And that's really my side hustle right now. The next questions are pretty fun. They're about our family life. So do we want more kids? We definitely do. We toggle between having one more and two more. So I think once we have one more, we'll see kind of where we are as far as the family dynamic and what things are looking like. The next question I love is this our forever home? So you guys know we did buy a home last year. We absolutely love this home, and when we moved into it, we really went into buying a home with the intention of it being a forever home for us. This home can definitely be a forever home for us, but I will tell you guys, spoiler alert, it will not be our forever home. I'll have more on that in the next couple of months, but it is a place that we absolutely love and that we have loved to bring our family home to, bringing Elias home to from the hospital, and establishing ourselves as a family of three, but it's not going to be our forever home. So more on that to come. I know that's kind of like a teaser, but we absolutely love our house. We really, really do. And it's been super fun to customize things and to put things into it that we are really passionate about. So the next question is, do we want more pets? Yes, we definitely want a bigger dog. Kiki is a Yorkie. She is our dog. I've had her since before I met Abner. So about, I think she's 11. So I've had her 11 years, basically since she was a baby. So we do want more pets eventually, but obviously not with an infant. That would just be crazy town. The next question I have is, do I make any money from YouTube? I make a small amount, and we are hoping to increase that and to really allow this to be my side hustle. So hopefully we'll be seeing that in the next few months as well. Another question that I love is, what tips do I have for daycare? This sounds like a first-time mama who's going to be separating from her baby as she goes back to work and her daughter goes to daycare. So the best tip that I can give is to make sure you're comfortable with her daycare and allow yourself time. Honestly, it's an adjustment having your baby go to daycare, and knowing that they are in the best care, I think is first and foremost, making sure that they're taken care of while they are at daycare. and being very comfortable with where they are. So that's one thing that I love. Also, ask all of the questions that you have. Do not feel shy about asking a question. You want to be very comfortable with whoever your daycare provider is going to be, because obviously they're, filling in for you while you're at work. The last question I have is, what is Elias's diet? And right now he is on about probably 50% formula. Our formula comes from Sam's Club. It's the same, basically. It's just a generic brand of like Enfamil. And he also eats purees. He also eats, what are they called? Like yogurt melts and little like kind of baby snacks like that, like teething, I don't know, teething bars, I guess you could say, crackers, wafers, teething wafers, and little, like yogurt melts. He also has like these little cereal. He loves puffs that are just like by Gerber. So he's learning to feed himself, and we are doing a little bit of baby-led weaning. I want to do some more of it here in the next couple of months, but that's where we are right now, and that's pretty much what he's eating on a regular basis. We try and keep his diet varied and change up what he's having so that he gets exposed to a lot of different things. That is instruction per our pediatrician, so I could definitely say just consult your pediatrician and try things out, because babies are all different, and what works for one will not work for the other, and vice versa. So that's all the questions I have for today, and that is our May budget completed.
Okay friends, so there you have it. That is our monthly budget for the month of May. Let me know what you are looking forward to happening in the month of May down in a comment below, or what budget struggles you are currently dealing with, because we've all been there, we all have them. I promise you, you are not alone. So let me know in a comment down below, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Have a great day.